All right, what about this one? Well, here we're going to do something again similar. We're going to take 10 times 7 minus a negative 11. Well, we know that minus times a minus is plus. So now we can take 10 times 7. Well, that's pretty easy. That's 70. Then we just take plus 11 divided by, well, in the denominator, we don't have to do anything. That's just negative 3. Well, now 70 plus 11. Now, if we need to, we can line them up and say, okay, we have 1 and 0 is 1, 7 and 1 is 8. So we get 81 over a negative 3. Well, now we have to divide that, and we know our answer is going to be negative. So 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract that, we get 2. Bring down our 1. 3 times 7 is 21. Subtract that, we get 0. So we get negative 27 for our answer on that one. Now the next one looks even easier because we have no multiplication really. We just have minus 8 minus 20. Well, that's just basically taking a minus 8 plus a negative 20. They're the same sign, so 20 plus 8 is 28. Take the sign, that's negative 28. Here we have minus a minus, well that becomes plus. And so we have 17 minus 15, well that's just 2. So that's, again, fairly simple. And now we just take 28 divided by 2. Well, that's 1, 2. Subtract, that's 0. Bring down our 8. That's 4. That's 8. Subtract, that's 0. So we get, now we have a negative divided by a positive, so we get a negative 14. Okay. And again, that was a fairly simple one compared to some of these we've been doing back here. So, sometimes we get simpler as we go further. All right, what about this one? Well, these, again, we're back to absolute value. So be sure to do what's inside of those first and then do that absolute value and then work your way out. So what do we have here? Well, let's say we keep this negative 8 minus, then we have a negative 11 minus, then we have to square that. So it's a minus 6 times a minus 6, and then end absolute value. Well, negative times a negative is positive. And so what this gives us now is negative 8 minus a negative 11 minus 6 times 6 is 36. Okay. Now a negative 11 and then minus 36 more, we're just going to take 36 plus 11. We get 7, we get 4, and we know that that's going to give us then a negative 8 minus absolute value of negative 47. Now this time we're going to go up and go left again, except this time we're going 47 blocks to the left, and that means absolute value, that's going to be positive 47. And so if we do that, we'll have a negative 8 minus 47. And again, we've just taken the absolute value inside of here and put it inside of parentheses. So that way, when we take that negative here, we know what we're doing. So now we have minus 8 minus 47. And so if we wanted to, we could rewrite this like that. But basically it's saying take those two numbers, add them together. So 47 plus 8, that's 15, 55, and keep the sign, and we get a negative 55. Okay, what about the next one? Well, the next one, again, we have absolute value, and then we have nothing with absolute value, just have a product here. So let's work with this product in here first. So we know it's going to be negative, and 12 times 5, well, 2 times 5 is 10, carry 1, 5 plus 1 is 6. So that's going to give us a negative 60. And then absolute value, of course. And then we have 7 times negative 5, so that's minus 35. Now, absolute value of negative 60, well, we're going to go in the left direction, which is negative, and 60 blocks, so that means our absolute value of negative 60 is 60 minus 35. Well, that's just a straight up subtraction, so 60 minus 35. Well, we have to borrow. 10 minus 5 is 5, 5 minus 3 is 2, and so we get 25 for our solution. Okay. All right, we'll stop there and then we'll come back with some extra examples.